Easy, James here. Now this video is just answering some of the questions that you guys had from the last video. Now there wasn't very many, but the trouble is a lot of people are asking the same questions, and I find this a lot easier because I'm dyslexic. I find it hard to spell at the best of times, and I get really frustrated when I'm trying to type out the same comment or the same personal message about 50,000 times. I can't spell at the best of times, I'm dyslexic, so I get really frustrated. I'm typing away, I get lots of little red squigglies and I have to proofread it about 10 times before I post it. So this is easier for me, okay, so this is why I'm doing this. And also I invent words. Other dyslexic people out there will know. We invent words, just don't, you can't even pronounce them, they're just like gibberish. But yeah, somehow my brain thinks that's a word. Anyway, so before I start, I am going to get on and do some proper videos, because this is the last one of these type of chitty chat videos I'm going to be doing because I'm bored. I want to get on and do something proper. I'm actually in the process of filming a couple of Technics videos at the moment. I've done a mod on one of my decks. I've got to do it to the other one, so I'm going to film that and show you how to do it. But I'm not going to tell you what the mod is. I'm going to let you find out, you see. Patience. So anyway, moving on, because I don't want this video to be very long. On with the questions now. Oh, we're in the workshop, by the way. The last video, that was the lab. This is the workshop. Different building, different backdrop. This time you get to look at a bench and a consumer unit. See, aren't I good to you guys? I am thoughtful. I think of you guys, don't I? Anyway, the first thing, a couple of people wanted me to be specific about why I took so long to do another video on YouTube. I don't really want to, but I'll just give you a couple of examples. First of all, the workshop, that takes time. I was building this. Secondly, the lab, that took a while to do that. Also, I was rewiring my house as well. And that takes time, especially when you're working and the only time you got to do it is like the weekend and when you get home at 6 o'clock at night. And I swear, one night, right, I was hammer drilling at like 10 o'clock at night. I've got my Hilti and I'm drilling, chasing a wall out at 10 o'clock at night, and Joe, my neighbours didn't complain, but I'm pretty sure they were thinking, what the hell is he doing next door at this time of night? So yeah, I think I might have pissed them off, but they didn't knock round and complain, so that's a bit of a result. But yeah, I literally had to do that because when you're working, the only time you got left is in the evening. So now the reason why is because for a while now, my form of circuit protection has been this. Random jump cut for you. Is a crusty old fuse box straight out the 1950s. And this one actually has asbestos in the fuse carriers as well. So yeah, it's all good, really. Now, sorry for the random jump cut, it's just I haven't got that fuse box anymore because I blew it up, so I ripped it from another bit of footage I did for a video that I'm not even going to upload. Go figure. Anyway, so yeah, the only realistic way to add other things like power to the workshop and the lab and stuff, when you've got a fuse box like that, is just to add loads of fuse spurs in the ring circuit. And that's crap, I didn't want to do that. So, nice big consumer unit, plenty of spare ways, so I can put a circuit breaker in for each thing I want to add, the lab, the workshop, whatever. Also as well, I've been building a data center in my loft. Now when I say a data center, you're probably expecting like, you know, racks and racks of stuff. No, it's a little baby one. All I've got is a server, a switch and a firewall and a few other bits. But it's growing. It's going to grow over the course of a little while, but for now it's just that. I'm going to add some CCTV stuff and stuff like that. I'll go over that in another video because I want to keep this video short. So if you're interested in that, let me know and I'll do another video on that. Now, just one quick thing. There was one bad thing that happened. Do you remember the black cat I had, Lily? She nearly sneezed herself out the beanbag once and I filmed it. Yeah, sadly she's not with us anymore. She had a stroke and had to be put down, and that is absolutely gut-wrenching. Now, another question people had was, what was the beeping in the background when I started the motor up in the last video? Some of you saying, was it a VFD? It actually wasn't. I've got one around here somewhere, a big 2 kilowatt one. I'll get that in another video. But it was actually something else. I'll show you what that is now. Okay, this is it. It's a little custom-made unit, mainly for a bit of safety, because I've got a couple of high-voltage transformers and stuff down there, and I certainly don't want any nasty surprises. So, bit of safety. Basically, you put the key in there, you turn the key, you get an initial beep and that little yellow light, and basically what that does is that stops it from firing as you turn it on. It stops the thing from triggering, just, you know, so it always starts in the off state. Ooh, did you hear that? That was thunder. Wow, that actually shook the whole house. That was a bit crazy, wasn't it? Anyway, on we go. So yeah, basically you get the little yellow light, and that just basically, it's in, you know, ready mode. And then you get that briefly as you turn it off, just so that it doesn't fire as you turn it off as well. So that's quite cool. So we'll turn that on, press the green button, and now it's all completely energized. And we've got a little voltage readout here. You can see 241 volts. And up here, we've got a little ammeter. Now, that goes from 0 to 40 amps, although we're only on a 20 amp circuit breaker out here, so we're not going to be going much past 20 really. So yeah, there you go. So there's your question answered. Now also, one final thing, a lot of you were asking about the stuff I was going to be selling on eBay. Now in the last video I'd said it was all junk, and in this video I'm going to show you now it is all junk, because guess what, it's gone. I binned it all, I ain't got it anymore. So stop asking me about it. It's all gone in the bin. I feel better for it. I've had a nice good clear out, and I've chucked the lot of it, because I just hate having mess around now. I'm not keeping any shit now. I'm getting rid of it all. I want it all gone. Now I've got a couple more bits which I'm about to throw away, and I'll just show you them, just so I'll give you a brief example of the kind of stuff that I did have, and I'll show you, you really don't want it, honestly. Look. Okay, here's one example. This is just a DVD player. Now originally I had about 8 or 9 of these to get rid of, but I've chucked them all away simply because, first of all, they're generally quite old. They do work, but they're quite old. They don't play all disc formats. They don't have any remote, so that's kind of annoying. And also, I don't know if you can hear this, let me just get the mic up to it, but it's got like the noisiest power supply I've ever heard. Listen to this. I mean, that's the power supply. So you can imagine having that going while you're trying to watch a DVD. That would just get on your nerves, wouldn't it? Like I say, they all do work, but you know, these things are like 20 quid in Tesco's, so it's just not worth it anymore. So guess what? Unfortunately, they're going in the bin. Right, okay, here's another example. This is a Fujitsu Siemens laptop. Now, I had 7 of these originally, and they all had the same problem, you know, checkered coloured lines across the screen, some of them just the screen whiting out, just general display problems. Now, that's a common problem, and the common repair is to reflow the solder joints on the BGAs on the motherboard. Now, I did give all 7 the hot air treatment. 6 of them responded well, turned out okay, and I did actually get rid of those ones. I flogged them on. This one, however, that one, the clip's broken. The right click button on the trackpad doesn't work, and it's just generally in tattier condition than the rest of them. This one I think is a bit more worse for wear. It's been beaten up. I did notice it's got a brand new keyboard. That kind of rings alarm bells. Something maybe had been spilt in the keyboard. But anyway, I think the problem with this one is it keeps randomly shutting down when you move it. Now I've checked all the connections, everything seems fine, so I think it's a broken trace on the motherboard. Now when I just thought I'd found it and fixed it, then the inverter died in the display, so now that doesn't work. And now the power supply has died, because as you can see it's plugged in, no light, no charge light, nothing. That's all plugged into the wall, all powered up, nothing. So this one's pissing me off, so guess what? That one can go in the bin as well. So yeah, there you go. There's just a couple of examples. I haven't got any of the decent stuff anymore, like the laptops and stuff. That's all gone. I got rid of all the other crap, so yeah, left with nothing now. So forget I ever said anything, because like I say, this is all just junk. So there you go. If you've got any more questions, you know, usual deal, comments and all that kind of stuff. End the video, because I want to move on now and do some decent videos. So thanks for watching. Nice one.